things is
edition of the Rotterdam Live Coder Meetup, and tonight we'll be showcasing some presentation by some nice people. I'm also very happy that there are people online joining us somewhere, and I would like to welcome you all and invite you to listen to Johan's presentation. Take it away, Johan, also known as Number Loop.
now I have a screen here which shows some a little drawing, but I don't see the screen there. Maybe someone can push a button. Yes. Okay. I have a small presentation, maybe, what shall I say, 10, 15 minutes. And it's about an idea that I had a few weeks ago. So I work in Super Collider a lot. I try to live code in Super Collider, and I try to arrange it so that with just a few lines of code, I can do a lot of things. So I want to be very efficient, because a lot of typing when you perform is not so handy. So I got the idea to use a buffer. So my cursor will try to go to that buffer now. Anyway, so here is a buffer in memory. Can you see what I'm doing? Maybe I better take the mouse like this. So here's a buffer in memory, and I have here an input for some sound, and the input is written here in the buffer, and right after it has been written, it is read from the buffer immediately. No, it's first read and then written, by the way. Yeah, and then it's looped back into the buffer. So if you take away all the inputs that is here, and there is some audio in the buffer, then it will just stay looping forever without going through the roof, as we call it, because sometimes with loops, things can, if the how do you call it? If the amplification in the loop is more than one, then ultimately it will go sky high and blow up your speakers. And we don't want that. So I just read the audio from the buffer and I just write it back in exactly as is. And I put that to the output also. But sometimes I scream or sing or whatever comes to my mind, something in the microphone. And that will, from that signal, I will measure here the amplitude. And if the amplitude is above a certain threshold, then this voltage control amplifier will make the volume of the looped sound a little less, so that the new sound can be safely added to it without completely overloading the buffer. And that will then be written into the buffer. And as soon as I stop making noise in the microphone, then it will go back to just a loop amplification of 1 again. So, and I want to have a few of these when I'm on the stage, maybe 2 or 3 buffers. And then I can fill the buffers with my voice or with small parts of audio that I just generate in my performance. And these audio then will come back again later. And yeah, it gives you possibilities. Anyway, this was the initial idea. and I have some coda, but I'm not gonna show this all because it was not ideal yet. So I got to version 1 because I want to have multiple buffers. So I thought I need to have a central buffer pointer, and that is called a phaser in SuperCollider, and it just starts with 0 and it goes all the way to the last frame in the buffer, and then it loops back to 0 again, and it does that forever. And then here we also have a little diagram. Like, I thought, well, here I can have any source of audio. That can be the microphone, or I slice another sample, or I granulate a sample. And then I send that audio here to the loop effect. And the loop effect is the thing that I just showed you. And it will add the existing audio from the buffer to the incoming signal and then write that back into the buffer forever. And then this any source, well, microphone, you just do something in the microphone. But slice or granular synthesis, it needs audio from a buffer. So it could take this buffer that has just been filled or any other buffer. And then that audio will be changed here in a strange way and can then be written back into the buffer, and so I have another loop going on. That was okay, only that the phaser signal here, it has a fixed speed, and the speed is just according to the sample rate of the server, and I want to be able to change the speed. So that got me to version 2. Come on. Yes, version 2. And also for granular synthesis, I needed mono buffers. So this is the final version where I am now, but I'm not ready developing yet. So here I have again any source, and you can write it to different loops. I have here in the drawing 2 loops, and each have their own buffer, but also each have their own phaser, and the phaser that's looping the buffer, they get all the same trigger. And when they get a trigger, then it means for the phaser to start at 0 again. So I will just now, how long have I been talking? Well, long enough. I hope you could understand it a little. So now I try to see if that really works. So this is the loop thing. I'm not going to explain the code. If you're interested, you can, of course, grab it later on this evening. You can see there's a lot of to-do here for me, but that's just ideas that I get while I make it. So here I allocate 2 buffers. So that's number 230 and 231. So I just remember these numbers in my head and then use them later on. Because anytime it can be different numbers. If I load more samples or whatever, then these buffer numbers will change. This is the reset signal. So that's just one time every cycle it goes to 1. That's enough for the resets. And these are my standard effects that I usually use. And this is the 2 buffers, number 5, number 6. So they use the different buffers here. They have the same reset signal. And they don't send anything to direct out, but they just write in the buffer. So I can activate these. And this is just a small line that takes the microphone signal, does not put it to the direct output, because then we would get a different loop, but sends some audio to the buffer. So if I take the first buffer, and I plot its contents, you can see there is no contents in there, no audio, and then I'm going to sing. So close your ears if you don't like me singing. La 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 la. That didn't work because I didn't have the volume here open, so I'm going to sing again. Okay. La 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 la. Okay, this is just one cycle because of this once thing. So it records one cycle of audio and then it stops recording the audio. And then you can see there is some audio in this buffer. And that audio can be used this is a lot of strangeness right away. Let's see, like this. So I have here a slicer. It will slice the buffer in 16 pieces and then play 3 of these pieces, and the middle one will be reversed. And it will use both the buffers one at a time. So I will also here scream or sing something in the other buffer. Okay, that was enough. And then it plays it, and then it does a lot of nasty things to it. So here we go. Okay, so I need to give some. So I saturate it quite a lot here. Maybe I put the saturator a little bit less. Okay, and the granulator uses the buffers too, and changing position. Anyway, this is just a small demonstration. And then what I usually like to do is then get some rhythm going, and then I want to be able to play a little bit with the contents of the buffers and sing something new with the rhythm, and then maybe find other ways to manipulate the buffer things. So just start some rhythm. There's not much high in the sound, is there? Yeah, a little bit more high. I should have. Yeah. Okay. I will make some EQ next time. Perfectly. Anyway, that was it. Okay, it's still a lot of development has to be done. And one of my problems is also that recording the microphone, it doesn't give me the clear sound. So I have to do more compression, more filtering there to get it better. But yeah, that's where I am. Thank you.
That was pretty awesome. But who's next? Is it Aki?
Who's next?
Do we swap out Aki to this location, or do we move the mic to Aki?
Move the mic.
The thing with the computers, this is not so easy.
We should have like a networked microphone that you can connect your laptop mic to that then goes. Why aren't we streaming the mics locally from the machines into the sound system? Using NDI. You can. It's just a really weird thing to do. Great.
Mac? Yeah, okay.
So I think Aki's going to tell us something about some really cool stuff he built and showcased here in November. It was live in this space, right?
Yes.
On the big screen at this V2 Live event. So, and there's a new version.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can you put my screen on as well?
think I can, yeah. We should.
Hopefully it's still there. Yeah.
There you
Okay,
go.
great. So I'm making emoji soup, which is art toy for making digital art using emojis. So it's essentially a vector editor because everything is represented as vectors that are scalable. So these have geometry, and this is like made with curves, and you can edit the curves and stuff, and you can scale, rotate them, etc. But the way that all of this renders is using emojis. So you can see right here, it's using a newspaper emoji, and the way that you fill a shape with emojis is using these different algorithms, which is very much inspired by generative art or computational art. And for example, you can fill your shapes with lines, and you can join your shapes to create new shapes. And yeah, I showed this a while ago, and I want to show what is new. So quite a while ago, you were just able to draw with the scale down algorithms, which is you draw a shape, and it takes the outline of the shape and it scales it down towards the center infinitely. Now there is some more stuff. For example, you can fill your shapes with spirals, and because the spiral is a function that has all these different parameters, you can change them, and you get different things. So you can make art with this if you really want, just like with anything. What else is new? So because you draw with emojis, in the very beginning my idea was that everything will be out of emojis. So as you can see, even some of the text here, maybe it's not super visible, but it's actually drawn with really small emojis. This is some flag, and yeah, there is all this other stuff. Also some text here, but not all text is made with emojis. For example, these layer names are not, and the reason for that is because it's not super easy to make text that's still readable and so small. You can see some examples of it here, but the fact that it's made with emojis is almost gone, like it's barely noticeable. But because your drawings are made of this, through a combination of a lot of these small symbols, they sort of change in nature. So for example, if I really scale this drawing down, you can see that it almost loses its shape because the emojis just get on top of each other and there's no room for it to be fully visible. So to account for this, I guess, specific thing about the app, I made this thing called proportional scaling. So when you enable it, as you scale a shape, the emojis will be resized with it. So the shape itself still remains proportional to what it was before. As you can see, if I scale it down and up, sort of, yeah, goes with it. You can rotate shapes, and right now you get a bit of this weird effect because the emoji symbols themselves are not rotated on their position, but yeah, you can also rotate like this, and we can delete all of this. So for a long time I didn't want to add anything besides emojis, so you could just make stuff with emojis. You could write emoji text like hello world, but apparently this is broken now. I'm still changing a lot of stuff all the time, so yeah. There's some new stuff as well, like you can play Flappy Bird now, which is also in a world made of emojis, like the pipes are random emojis, and as the bird passes through these pipes, it collects this, and yeah, it does indeed have parallax scrolling, and in the end of the game it says, oh, this was the pass of the bird, your own pass is up to you. Because you can use this for like meaning making and stuff if you really want, because the emojis are random and you can start wondering, okay, why did the randomness of the universe showed these specific pictures to me today. I added this past soups view, which shows the drawings in like a grid, in a chaotic grid. It takes a while to load because every time you load it, it renders all of this, and rendering all of this is quite computationally expensive. So I also did a bunch of performance improvements to be able to do cooler stuff, like just drawings that use a lot more emojis. For example, this here is someone climbing a mountain, and you can imagine how it can like animate, and it can climb like that. And this like a boat, and this boat, if you wanted to animate perspective of it, you could with proportional scaling on, like just scale it. I forgot some parts. You could just scale it down, and it's as if it goes away into the sea or something. I'm working on an animation engine now. It will be like a keyframe animation editor where you can set various values for stuff at specific points on some time frame, and the program will animate the change. For example, you can change the location and it will animate the location like something like, what is it called? After Effects, you could do it in. This is some more stuff that I drew. Unfortunately, the boiling mode was broken as part of my recent changes as well, but there was a boiling mode where everything wiggled a bit, and I can actually show you some a video of it maybe, or like a GIF. Yeah, so it looked somewhat like this. While you drew, you could enable this mode, and all of the emojis would wiggle a bit like this. And I want to add more of this random animation modes, because I think they almost bring the painting to life, whereas just static, it's not that impressive, I guess, as any moving thing. Yeah, so I guess I'm making this app. One thing that I really like about it, about the UI, is how everything is interactable, and not literally everything. But I was playing table football once, and then I was doing some other stuff, and thought about, how the table football thing is flip 360 degrees like the players, and I implemented this motion so that all the icons can also flip like that. And this is the case for layers as well. But as you can see, it takes a while to update this because of the computationally expensive rendering. But I will optimize this so it's not slowing down the app. But yeah, you can, so when you select layers, this is really invisible. That maybe not in this one. But if you select layers here, they will also like flip with the pointer, and I really like this effect. You can pick emojis here, and you can pick random emojis and stuff. So yeah, I think this is some parts of what has changed in Emoji Soup so far, and maybe next time I show you the animation engine. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you, Aki.
Yeah, of course.
Anybody have questions?
Thanks.
Good question.
Can I? Does this stretch over?
Yeah.
Wait, for the stream.
Sorry. Okay. Can you make the animation engine also like that? You say, record what I do now, and then you do everything by hand, and then it has it.
Yeah, I think that's how most keyframe animation editors work. You enter this recording mode, and you change a bunch of parameters while you have like a position on a timeline. And as you change these parameters, it like makes a snapshot of puts keys with the values that you change it to, and the program just animates between those. It like interpolates, with twinning functions.
Will be great. I love it.
Yeah, I want to make cartoons with my sibling. That's why I'm making it as well. So
That's really cool.
yeah, Thanks.
I just wanted to ask, like, because I've seen it before, like your app, but I want to get it. Is it available? Like, what is it available on?
So I'm still actively working on it. It's not really publicly available,
Okay.
but it is on test flight.
Okay.
So I can share a test flight link with you.
Yeah,
And you will
please.
have a mobile version. The mobile version is tiny bit different because I remade the UI a bit. I did reuse a bunch of the elements, but the layout is different so that it fits mobile phones.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Different capacity.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. On Testified. Testified?
Test flight, yeah.
Testified.
Yeah, I'm now also doing like automated Linux and Android builds on GitHub. So if someone
Oh
wants
my
to-
God, we're gonna have it on our phones?
Yeah, yeah, of course. I think it might be on phones first even. I'm not sure.
All right.
Yeah, it's cross-platform, so it
Nice,
will be
man.
everywhere. Yeah.
It will be such a gift. Looking
Maybe
forward.
a fun thing is that I recently started using it on Linux, where the emoji font is quite different because this is like a proprietary Apple one that people usually know as, but there is also open source fonts that give you rights to use like the paintings of the emojis. And it looks really different. All the stuff you draw looks quite different there because essentially the texture is fully changing.
I imagine that goes for Windows as well.
Yeah, yeah, they have their own emoji
Yeah,
pack
exactly.
as well. Yeah.
Nice.
So it will be fun to see the same drawing on different. Yeah,
I
with
have to
different
fight. I
emoji
have to
fonts.
fight the icons every time when I'm doing web development, and then
Yeah.
seeing how the stuff works out on different systems. I think we're gonna. Thanks again, Aki. It was awesome.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
And now we're moving on to Erwin. No? Yeah. Yeah. Do we have a camera on this guy?
Not yet.
Do we just swap out Johan for Erwin, or because we have a really nice?
And
No, because it's all nicely set up. Our camera guy is like super with that. So here you're nice in frame. Oh yeah, but then the frame goes wonky because it's the lighting is really nice. Oh, it is all right. Oh,
Oh, well.
damn. Well, I'm sorry about this. I thought.
No worries, no worries. Oh, we have audio as well.
So you're gonna what are you
Yes.
gonna tell us about tonight? Erwin?
Yes, so I need an HDMI over there.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
take the one from Johan.
Yeah. Sorry.
And then at
I
some
thought you
point,
had
maybe Johan can give me a beat as well. But maybe I'll first tell a little bit about
one. Oh.
what I have going on. All right. So, this is a difficult question. Mirror everything, extend display. I'm gonna do extend display. Extend display. Okay. What? This is a picture from Artemis 2. So no, I'm joking. This was a joke. So. Yeah. All right. Yes. So I am building a sort of audio reactive, visualization pipeline stack code base. So first showing a little bit of the code. So I'm doing this in the native like frameworks that Apple provides for like system level programming. Or like sort of building applications native to the macOS platform. So this is like the source code that I'm building out. So it's basically compiles as a macOS app. So the majority of it is written in Swift with Apple Metal shaders as well. And what it basically allows me to do is to define what I sort of call scenes, where I can define a whole bunch of like scene input. And I can say like, oh yeah, when I have like a scene input that's called width, height, depth, whatever, these things will make sense in a couple of seconds. And then I can use these scene inputs basically to create a part of compiled code that generates geometries that goes into my shading, sort of in the shading pipeline, and eventually turns into pictures. So that was this part of the code. So this is all compiled, but it does have a live coding element where I can basically control all of these scene inputs with JavaScript code that gets sort of interpreted continuously. And then, yeah, basically here, this is the scene that I was showing the code of. So I call it the cube scene. So it shows kind of a cube. So let me just position this to the left here a little bit, and then let me grab the code that I have going on right now to control this cube. So yeah, so here I have some glitchiness going on because I like that, but I'll show the code that does that in a bit. So I can sort of say like, oh yeah, here, this is like the regular output state. Let's now make the width of the cube 0. And then, yeah, you only have like a line. Let's make audio react so that I can do like audio add width. Let's add 0.1 based on audio volume, and then it kind of starts to react to audio. So now it's I can do like 1.0, and then starts to react to audio like this. What do I have here? I have to my eyes are not that great anymore, so I can barely read my own code over there. I think I need glasses. So now I have 3 cubes going side by side. Yeah, so I prepared a bunch of codes to kind of demo all kind of parameters in this scene that I can kind of control. So here I'm doing like width manipulates by audio, but it also has a little bit of a delay. And then doing a little bit of line width manipulation. I don't know if Johan can start to give a beat. That would be really cool. Because then I can kind of react to the music a little bit and further fine tuning. But here, so yeah, these are all parameters that I'm kind of controlling. Yeah, on the Swift side, but of course this is all kind of live interpreted. So for example, here I have like a piece of JavaScript code where it's like if some random value is larger than 0.9999, which is almost nothing, then I start to manipulate like the overall scene rotation. So if I do like 0.5 here, then yeah, like pretty much every other frame, it starts to kind of flip and rotate the full scene. Let's uncomment some more things here. So of course this is not like a live like from scratch presentation, but just have some code prepared, and then here you can kind of see like the different things that can start to appear once you start to manipulate some attributes of a cube rendering pipeline. Let's see, I want to maybe show one more thing, which I'm sort of very happy with for like live performance purposes. So I also have like I can sort of see and manipulate how this responds to live audio input. So yeah, depending on kind of what kind of music or ambient sounds are going on, you can kind of start to manipulate how hard all of everything reacts to audio volume. And kind of, where's my mouse? Smooth it out a little bit as well, so it's way smoother reacting, or like do it like really at the highest frequency possible, so everything becomes super glitchy. So if I now like go all the way down, Jesus. I'm sorry, I need to pull this back to my screen so I can actually read it. So let's get something else going here. So this is more code that I had kind of prepared. Now I want to hide this and then just put it full screen for a little bit, so we can kind of just enjoy it. So yeah, so this is a little bit of the audio visualization engine that I've been building, and this was sort of a cube scene, and I have a bunch of other scenes that I can kind of manipulate as well. So yeah, I have like a circle here. You have to have a Lorenz attractor in any visualization engine. I can kind of, so this has a couple of the same input parameters, which are now also just responding to the script that I had configured to react to. What else do I have? I have like I can do like some text rendering as well. You say like, hi. And I don't have emojis yet, so that's I should have that. That's what do I have here? And let me show maybe one more scene. Oh yeah, and this is like a scene that I had like that I did a performance with, or tried to have a performance with. It kind of crashed on me, but this is like a swarm simulation, so more cubes. And so here again I can do like all kinds of parameter controls with a live script. So let me see if I can open up another file that shows some very glitchy version of this. So this is a bit of rotating going on. Let me again see if I can show the code. Yeah, so yeah, of course I have this full screen now. So right now I have here a very basic like if else, a sort of if statement. If some random value is at a certain height, parameter size, then yeah, go rotate a little bit. But let's see if I can do this correctly. Is this I think I need to have our output state at the top. Like this. Whoop. And here I kind of glitched the simulation by saying like at I think at a mid-level or low-level audio volume you have to go reverse direction, and then they become very glitchy. Let me just see if I can control the volume a little bit more. Yeah, so that's a bit what I have going on, and that's my presentation.
So there was JavaScript in the end?
Yes, a bit of JavaScript in there as well. Yeah.
Because I can only do JavaScript, so
Yeah.
it looks awesome, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Any questions? Echo.
Yeah, just a little small question, because I noticed when you change it to characters, like text, when it's not, instead of changing the shape or outlines of it, it's changing to other characters. So I don't know if it's because for characters have a different system of doing the changes, or it interprets like the depth and width in a different way, or.
Yeah, so that's more like a small thingy that I just enjoy to do. So I can maybe show the code. It's not as like anything deep, but let's see text demo here. So basically I have some. It's actually not in here. So basically what I have going on is that I have like a sort of source script, and then depending on audio volume I can replace as like a source string, and I can, depending on audio volume, I can replace a character, and then there is a certain probability that it returns to the previous character again. So that you can kind of blend two words together, and then sort of based on like a beat you have going on, then you see like one word appear, and then every time it returns to the previous character. But you can kind of just glitch that as well by just having like $signs or something like that as your replacement string, and or just empty characters, or that's like a mini script that I had just for the character part. To kind of have visual, like really geometric elements, but then also bring in text, but also blend the text with the audio, sort of the scene that you have going on, or the atmosphere with the music and the sound. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think that answers my question, because you treated the text like differently than the shapes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I was just switching between some scenes there just to show a little bit of the capabilities, sort of the things, the directions that I've been exploring. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I'm
of a
scared.
statement.
It's really dope. I really actually need to know. Like, I'm gonna talk to you afterwards. Yeah. Keep on going.
Will do.
Some good vibes. Thanks again, Aaron. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Super impressed. Okay, thanks. Who's next though? Is it Ben? Is it Rick? Oh, yeah, Rick's not presenting. I'm mistaken. I'm sorry. I suppose, unless somebody else raises their hand after being super inspired by what you're going to show us. I don't know. I can't promise you're the last. There will be other sessions.
Yep.
I just have to talk over this so we can
Yeah.
switch up that camera,
Okay.
and then everybody
Hi.
can see that.
I just seen the HDMI. It's a very, very fast. I think it will be.
Wait. Yeah, well, it's, the technology is supposed to facilitate everything, and then there's the reality of the thing, of course.
There you go. Okay.
Is this a good orientation for the camera? Yeah. This is okay?
Okay, great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's fine.
Okay, hi. So this is very, very fast and quick. Some of you may know that we were at Rotterdam. Oh yeah, I don't have HDMI. Yeah, can you?
Yeah, I was wondering which feed do I take? Okay, we'll do a little bit more blabbing.
No, no.
So
I'm good, I'm
the
good.
performance
Very
that
good, very good.
we showed the emoji soup at as well at V2 Live.
Exactly.
Ben was also there doing awesome
We-
shit
we-
with
we-
LLMs.
We
but
we were
he has
also
his feed.
there doing stuff with LLMs. That is correct. But at the last performance we did in Rotterdam Art Week, we decided to really use the LLMs as part of the performance itself. So what we're seeing here is basically an LLM inference running inside of P5 Live. Not really inside, it's basically P5 Live is reading directly from Llama CPP, which is running a small server on my machine that sends it to P5 Live directly. So the text is just being rendered as a P5 JS text. So we cannot see the code at all. This is not what I want to do. I forgot how to zoom in for in P5 Live, so you have to bear with me. Command Plus is zooms in the entire screen. It doesn't matter. Make the code larger. Do you want to do that? No, I do that. Never mind. It doesn't matter now. Doesn't matter now. Basically, it's just running Llama CPP on my machine, sending it to a port, and there's a very small, super small helper function. This reads it, reads the responses. I have this. We had a problem with short responses, so I'm forcing Llama CPP to give me the longest responses possible, and then I'm just trimming whatever it is. Basically, this is it. It just predicts some sort of predicts some tokens, has a little bit of temperature. I can make it crazier if I want to. There's a bit of a user thing, doesn't matter. This is a console log just to make sure that this works. But basically what it does, it returns a string of characters, and then those strings are being displayed on the screen. And because it's a B5 text, we can do whatever you want with it. Yeah, and we can change the size of it. Can do because this is a huge text. It's like 500 words is being rendered by Tiny Llama, which is the tiniest LLM. That's why it's so fast, and that's why it's so stupid. Yeah, Tiny LLM is like a super tiny model. It can run basically a potato. That's why it's rendering so fast. If we did Mistral or Llama 3 point something, it'll be very slow. So every 5 seconds, it runs through a set of prompts here. There's an array of prompts. It just runs through them, gives me the response, then waits 5 seconds, giving me another response. And we can change the size, which is like, gets us very mystical responses. It very much repeats itself because it's tiny llama, so it runs out of context very, very fast. So it becomes kind of predictable. So it's very good for live coding. And that's it. And then what we did, we just added some glitch to it. Basically, we take Ted Davis's fantastic glitch library, and we just added a bunch of glitch to it. If you don't know, this is Ted Davis. The glitch library basically does JPEG compressions and then glitches them on the image itself. So yeah, that's what we did. Then because it's P5 Live, you can also have Hydra in the bottom of it. If it now it breaks. There you go. Okay. Yeah, and that's it. And most important thing to do, also if you guys are working with it with P5 Live, is to move the Hydra canvas to -1, because P5 is a layer-based live coding environment. So if you're moving the Hydra to -1, it doesn't go over the P5. Yeah, that's it. It's a very yeah. All right, that's it.
Thanks for the really concise how-to to do. Awesome, then. Anybody got some questions on that? It was super.
Yeah.
No, I got Aaron.
I can maybe just lean in here and then
Yeah,
take
yeah,
the
yeah.
microphone like this for
There
the
you go.
for the stream.
Hold on,
Then I'm also on the stream actually like this. Oh yeah, there we go. So I'm curious, how do you sort of sense the stupidity of the model?
It's basically I've worked with Tiny Llama before, and I know it runs out of context very, very fast. So that's why it repeats itself all the time. And every time it repeats itself, it loses more context. So it just becomes like more and more hallucinatory. But you can change the temperature here to something that's very, very weird, like do 4.7, which doesn't exist really. Let's see. I think that breaks. Yeah. Yeah. It makes it very, very weird. Hold on. Let me just change the glitch thing here so we can actually see what's being read. Yeah. Wait. Why is it? There you go. Okay. So yeah, if you change the temperature, you can get it even more stupid, which is very, very funny. Like this wouldn't be happening if we used Mistral or Gemma or one of the more stable models, but because this is a very unstable small model, you can just really, really mess with it. Yeah.
All right, nice. Do we have another story tonight?
Yeah. You need the HDMI?
We're gonna do that switch over again. Give it a little time. I'm also wondering, we're gonna do a jam after, right?
Yeah.
Do we have a vlog set up? Is there a way we can share the link with the stream?
We can do vlog or
I don't know. We don't have to do vlog.
Did you hear? They take the HDMI? I'm gonna disconnect myself.
no, you don't have to.
Yeah, that's a good question. Is vlog safe? Recently this week I heard there's
but
some
that-
stuff.
That's just when you run Super Collider.
Oh, it's actually Super Collider. That's
No, it's the combination. It's just
when you run Super Collider, when it's
Over
being ran over flock, then there of course is the risk of code execution.
vulnerability.
Yeah.
Says Rick, right? So maybe he should get the.
Yeah, Rick found this somewhere. He's our lead debugger hacker man.
For sure not.
Yeah, man. Anyway,
Thank you.
all right. Do we have a nice frame? And then people at home know it's real. For posterity's sake and everybody on the stream, like every time we try and arrange our cables properly, but it never works out. And right now, well, there's not too much under tension. All right, I think we got it. Hey, Seb, what awesome thing are you showing us today?
The microphone is very far. Can you hear me, Rick? Yes, I can. Yeah. Okay. So, and you have my screen? You have my screen? Do you
Yeah,
have
but
my
let me
screen?
share it with
It's
everyone.
glitchy and colorful. Well, not that colorful.
I
yet.
don't see your screen, man.
What?
What cable's in there?
Should be there. Coming out of this white thing.
I don't know what cable that is.
Okay, tracing cables.
And now I've been pulled into this cable thing while I thought we were there. The cable's not been plugged in. That's super interesting.
I
Why
don't
didn't
know
we
what
do that?
happened with the cable. It was in at some point.
I remember a
Okay.
cable, but I'm not seeing your output yet, though. Yeah, there we are.
Should be there. It is. So this is
All right.
glitchy stuff. Okay, so this is something I'm going to present this Thursday in View Festival. So if somehow you're watching this stream in Barcelona, please join us for an exciting festival conference that's happening there from Wednesday on. So I'll be showing a multi-channel performance there with like a 7.1 audio output, and I'm going to just show really quickly an overview. This is my idea for the visuals, but it's not final, and it's not yet working, and I have to, my computer is so compromised that I have to go and just very carefully click up here and hope for the best. So this is running on the browser, Hydra. But I'm actually playing a recording that I did previously with, I have a Max player that actually I hacked from something that Timo built for a performance we did together a while ago for Clankform. So shout out to Timo and Clankform for this. And I automated some of the functions of this player so I can like play it with a small controller. And then I'm using the controller also to control my audio here. So I have like different stems. It's going to be like title cycles, samples, and then a small synthesizer that I can open here. The attack was very long, so let's a lot of noise, yeah, because of this synthesizer. Still there, no? Yes, because we don't have an extra DI box for this device, so it's going to be noisy for a moment. It's just to show quickly that maybe I'm going to bring it down for now. Now it's still there? Better, okay. So basically in my overlay here in Hydra, I have a capture of some of the screens, and you can see when I change the levels, it's very glitchy, but you can see that the levels change also in the browser. So I built a kind of like a series of overlays that you can see here in OBS. So here you can see the faders and the position. So if I change these are panners that are, each dot is a mono audio channel. So it's going to, give me a moment, Ricky's moving my computer. Okay, here we go. And so each one of these is going to be a mono channel that's going to be like routed to a discrete audio signal. And there's a subwoofer I have here in channel 6, so that I have like discrete control of how much lows I'm going to send to a room. Okay, what I want to show, the visuals are a bit kind of halfway there. So this is the code. It's really like a simple kind of series of overlays with modulation and some other stuff. But again, this is in progress. So for now, I'm going to stop it. And if things work, I would like to show you the audio. So now I'm using title cycles to send dirt MIDI here to Super Collider, and I am sending this to an external, like small external synthesizer, Ronald S1, and so this allows me to also in real time control some parameters of the synthesis. But then I also have now because it's very noisy, right, Rick? So, and then I have as well some other scenes that I'll show in a minute. It should be, Reaper is not even open. Let's open Reaper. So I have a Reaper session where all this stuff is going to be mixed, all the stems, and maybe I can show that quickly. If the boot is here. So I have title cycles here on channel 2. I have like my mix, my general mix is not receiving. Okay, well, let's forget about that for now. And this is this external synth. And I have like a virtual drum kit and a bunch of synthesizers that I should be hearing now, I think. Yeah, here it is. But we hear nothing, right? Okay. Why? Let me check the device. It's the. This worked before, but it's not working anymore. It seems my master is up. Okay. Well, I guess I'm not gonna show the music that I wanted to show. Can I hear the samples at least? Let's check that. And okay. So title is coming through, but of course not through the session. And maybe that's why we're not receiving this thing. That's okay. So I'm not going to be able to show the other set of virtual synthesizers, but maybe I can just show you only the samples and the this is some really heavily pitched down samples that I'll be using, and I also cannot show you the drum, unfortunately, that I have somewhere up here. But you can see that this thing is playing, and then I can control it on my max patch here, and I can change the specialization over these 8 channels. But okay, I can only show kind of like a limited version of this right now because of technical constraints. So I think I'm going to stop it right here so that there's, I want to make sure to save some time for the jams. So that's it for me. Yes.
That was pretty awesome, actually.
Thank you.
And when are you performing live, and can we see it online?
I'm not sure that they're gonna stream. The performance is on the 16th. I think the event starts at 7, but I perform at around 8:30, I think. So it's a nice lineup and it's a nice festival. I will try to record my screen, but as you see, it's a struggle with the machine every day. So let's see what's possible. But hopefully they will record themselves. Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
So it will be at some point. It will be available online. Yeah.
Nice.
This thing. Yeah.
Looking forward.
Thank you. Yeah, especially the thing with the sound is quite something special to work with 8 different speakers. And yes, Johan has a question.
1 second. I'll be right with you.
One moment, Johan. We bring you a microphone.
We want to let the people know.
Just a small question.
Yes.
The 8 channels panning, are you going to let that be controlled by live coded scripts also?
That's a very good question. No, not yet, but actually I aim to do that with Orbits, and then maybe send directly to the channels from Super Collider. But for now, I have panners per stem. So actually, that's good that you asked, because then I can show this. This should work, but of course it doesn't. Well, something is not working, but this panner should be this here, right? Yeah. So this panner should be controlling this other panner, in Reaper that is sending. This is working through OSC, and it should be working pretty straightforward. But I don't want to like get to troubleshooting right now. Although I guess that's also what we do here, right? Let me have a really quick look. There should be an OSC send inside of this monstrosity. So now you can see this is the presentation, but now we can see the vowels of this beast. Here it is. And in theory, this guy is sending the OSC, but I don't know why Reaper is not receiving the OSC. So that is the concept, and it worked every time I tried it except now. So I don't want to go too deep into it, but this gives you an idea. So I built this spanner to move the stems around the space. Yeah. Question? Yeah.
I've got a question. I'm not sure if it's too big or not.
Tell me.
How the hell do you link all these programs with each other?
Yeah, it's a very good and it's a little bit long question, and I would love to answer when this is actually working, but it's right now it's not completely. But I can see, for example, that I can with these buttons I map them to control. So Max is really the short answer. Max is kind of like doing a lot of the linking. There's even actually further linking that I'm not even talking about. But so I have the controller is coming in to Max, and Max is receiving the values and then sending them over OSC to Reaper. And Reaper should be receiving, but for some reason it's not. Maybe if I restart it, I could try that. And so Reaper is receiving levels for all these channels, for at least until my subwoofer. And then, is this the right session? Well, anyways, and then from Reaper, I'm actually sending audio using the RIA stream to actually record that on stereo here on OBS. And OBS is also doing something that is receiving several video sources, those overlays. And then those overlays, I'm using a virtual camera that the browser is receiving on the top here. So initcam, and so there's more linking, but I think that gives you an idea of what's happening behind this thing. Yeah, so mostly Max and OBS, I would say, is a short answer. Yeah. Cool. Shall we wrap the presentations?
I think we can wrap the presentations, yeah. Unless there's somebody who's like, no, but I brought something. Oh, you have that camera on me.
Yeah.
That one. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Rick.
I like this glitchy edition.
I am
courtesy
Wouter.
of
I
Rick
have no
Mertens.
presentation. Could I prepare taking could I propose?
Yeah, propose.
To take a break.
Yeah.
For like 15 minutes, 10 minutes? What do you want to do?
Sounds good.
And then we'll do a jam?
Yeah, maybe
Probably?
I can give Rick a placeholder with the experiments that I was doing for this thing and some of the music that I've been testing.
Yeah,
for
that's
stuff.
nice.
So we leave this thing,
We'll leave you
weird
with these sounds
music.
and images.
Weird sounds and images, and we'll be right back.
After these after these weird sounds and images. I'm sorry. Force of habit.
All right. We can stop this virtual camera. Thank you very much. And that was the first jam, and we don't know how many jams we're going to be able to perform because of time constraints, but we'll try to do as much as far as we can. This was. Can you please tell us your names?
Number loop, also known as Johan.
Thank you very much.
The name is Erwin. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you all. Next, who's next? Rick, you going next? You said number 2, and then shall I take it? Number 2. Okay, so Erie here and Rick Mertens coming up. It's a classic. This.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So any
For
announcements?
whoever's watching this thing live, but also in the future, thank you for joining us. And for announcements, this live coding, very heavily live coding program festival in Barcelona coming up. Here in the Netherlands, we have a jam also in Tilburg coming up. Do you remember the date for this thing? Yeah. April in Eindhoven, Johan? 21st of April in Eindhoven. There's more stuff, but not in my brain right now. Anyone can come up with anything else? Yeah, go to nlcl.github.io, and there's our calendar, and there you can find all the events that I can't remember right now. And we will be again, anyone has the date for the next? It's in the chat somewhere. We're going to look it up for you if you're watching this before next month. And Wouter has something to say. Tell us. You can. This is. I have tears in my eyes as I announce this. You can go to rlcc.nl. Thanks to Wouter, he made this possible. And there's something there. There's something there. We don't. I don't know yet. But 11th of May is the next meetup. So if you're in the Rotterdam area and want to join us in person and do some crazy stuff with technology with us, you will be welcome. And otherwise, if you see us in the future, there's a bunch of a playlist with a bunch of videos, like of the full streams. So thank you very much. Say that. Sorry, may I have more announcements? Sorry. I want to. Yes. May 11. May 11. Yeah, I believe I just announced it, but I may be wrong. So everything is possible. Ben, you had something else to add to this? Okay, this is it. Thank you very much. Till next time.
Goodbye.
And goodbye.